did everything go... Oh, doggone it, I meant to pay this. Look.
Robert, not so loud.
Tomorrow.
Rhoda isn't feeling well.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, darling, nothing happened. Susie, the little girl from next door, well, she came in and Rhoda was playing with her. Suddenly, Rhoda said, I have a case of vertigo. I must remain in a reclining position.
Irene, I've told you over and over again, let nobody come in to see Rhoda.
And then some fun-loving joker called pretending to be head of the space lab.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I said his name was Cooper. Do you know him?
Yes, I know him.
Who is it?
He's the head of the space lab.
Oh, no. Now that I think about it, he did sound terribly attractive. He said he was coming to see you.
Dr. Russell Cooper is coming here to see me?
Uh-huh.
To this apartment? For heaven's sake, he'll see Rhoda.
Well, so what?
So what? He'll find out. He'll find out that she's not feeling well. Well, it just so happens that the Carl Miller is Rhoda's uncle. And Dr. Cooper happens to be Carl's boss. And when Rhoda meets the doctor, I want her to be at her most attractive.
Oh, you mean... Funny, he didn't sound that young.
He isn't. He's about your young.
Oh, that young.
Rhoda, I thought I programmed you to help Irene straighten up around the house. Why aren't you doing it?
I have vertigo. I must remain in a reclining position.
Now, you know that's ridiculous. You don't have vertigo. Now, stand up.
I feel dizzy.
Now, get this through your computers. You are not dizzy. You're a robot, and a robot can't feel dizzy. You can't feel anything. You're made of low modulus polyethylene plastics and assorted components, and they can't get dizzy.
That computes.
All right, now tell me what's the matter with you.
I feel dizzy.
Will you kindly explain yourself?
I can't explain myself, I'm afraid, sir. Because I'm not myself, you see.
What was that?
Said the caterpillar.
The caterpillar? How did the cat... Alice in Wonderland? Now, how did this get in here?
The little girl next door brought it over and asked me to read it to her. We call him Tortoise because he taught us, said the Mock Turtle angrily. Really, you are very dull.
Well, nobody will ever believe it. A robot with a computer full of Alice in Wonderland. Which gizmo do I press now? Hey, wait a minute. Maybe I can fix you with your emergency control.
You can consult my manual of design details and circuit diagrams.
Yeah, I'd love to if your Uncle Carl Miller had the decency to send it. Oh, fine, here we go again. Which beauty mark is which? I'll probably hit the panic button. Yeah, I hit it all right.
Those billig and the slithy toes, to gyre and gimble in the wave.
No.
Or mimsy where the bower grows in the
Honey,
moon grass.
now stop that! For heaven's sake, this is worse than Russian roulette. Turn over. Boy, there's a monkey wrench in the works somewhere. I'm going to try to deactivate you before you come apart. At least something works. Well, there's only one thing left to do. Rhoda. Hello, operator. I'd like to place a person-to-person call to Dr. Carl Miller in Pakistan. P-A-K-I-S-T-A-N. Operator, there's no area code.
Dr. Miller speaking.
Carl? This is Bob.
Oh, Bob. Bob, don't tell me Cooper found out about my robot.
No, nobody has found out about it. But listen to me. Something serious is happening. Cooper is coming over here to the apartment tonight.
Bob, he must not see that robot. If he finds out that it was completed and got out of the lab, it'll be our necks.
Look, Carl, will you kindly relax? You're safe in Pakistan. I'm here with the hot robot. Just help me with this problem.
All right, what is it?
She says she feels dizzy.
Bob, A robot doesn't feel anything. What's the matter with it?
Look, if I knew that, I wouldn't be running up the war debt calling you in Pakistan. She says she has vertigo.
Nonsense. Consult your manual of design details and circuit diagrams.
Oh, I'd love to, old friend, if you'd remember to send it to me.
I sent it out of the main post office sub-annex at Rawalpindi.
Oh, thanks. It's coming by ox cart.
Will you stop joking and tell me precisely and technically what is wrong with the robot?
Boy, the heat must be getting you. How would I know precisely and technically what's wrong with her?
Well, ask it.
Oh. All right. Rhoda. Hold it, Carl. Rhoda, look, precisely and technically, what is wrong with you?
My computers are continuously recycling.
Her computers are continuously recycling.
So why don't the error-checking circuits correct that malfunction?
How would why don't your error-checking circuits correct that malfunction?
My error-checking circuits have become agitated.
Her error-checking circuits have become agitated.
That's impossible.
That's impossible.
Theoretically, that is true.
Theoretically, that is true.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Let me talk to her. It.
He wants to talk to it. You.
This is Rhoda speaking.
709. Are your computers picking up my voice?
Tis the voice of the lobster, I heard him declare. You have baked me too brown, I must sugar my hair.
What?
Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that scratch. Beware the jub bird, and shin the frumious bandersnatch.
Dr. McDonald back on the phone.
Put Dr. McDonald on.
Uh-huh. What did I tell you?
Have you been feeding my robot Alice in Wonderland?
I haven't fed your robot anything. The little door next girl fed... Now I'm doing it. The little girl next door fed it.
No wonder it's got vertigo.
Yeah, and if this keeps up, we're all going to have it.
Bob, Lewis Carroll used mathematically precise patterns in all of his writings. Now, these patterns have set up a conflict with the already established mathematical patterns of the robot. This conflict causes confusion in its computers. Do you follow me?
Yeah, I've always been happy that I studied psychiatry, but this is the nuttiest thing I've ever come up against.
Oh, put the robot back on. I'll reprogram it to function normally again. And Bob, please, don't expose it to any more of these confusing rhymes.
Don't worry. This is the last Alice in Wonderland gobbledygook she'll get a hold of for you.
Good evening.
Yes.
Is Dr. McDonald in? I'm Dr. Cooper.
Oh, won't you please come in, Dr. Cooper?
Thank you.
I'm Irene, Dr. McDonald's sister. I was the one that spoke to you on the telephone.
Yes. Pleased to meet you, Miss McDonald.
Oh, that's Adams.
I'm sorry, Miss Adams.
Mrs. Adams. Like in Mrs. Cooper?
I'm afraid there is no Mrs. Cooper.
And I'm afraid there's no Mr. Adams. But being afraid won't get us one, will it?
No.
Please feel free to call me Irene, Dr. Cooper.
Thank you. And you feel free to call me Russell. Irene?
Won't you sit down, Russell? I'll call my brother.
Thank you.
Robert! Dr. Cooper's here.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yes, Irene, I'll be there in just a moment. Russell! Well. My, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you'd be here so soon.
I hope you don't mind my barging in, Doctor.
Oh, no, of course not. I guess the only people who mind people barging in are people who are trying to hide something.
Yes, like you are.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, don't look so innocent, McDonald. I know you've been hiding a very beautiful young lady in this apartment.
Russell, I can explain her.
No need to. If I had a sister as charming as yours, I'd hide her myself.
Oh, that her. Oh, yes, I should hide her. I mean, she is my sister. She is charming.
You bet I am. Excuse me, Russell. I better see how things are going in the kitchen. I'm also a sensational cook.
Oh. Delightful girl.
Oh, yes, quite a girl. Well, Russell, to what do I owe the honor of your visit? Oh, so sit down. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Thank you.
Yes. A cigarette?
Thank you. Now, the thing that brings me here is really quite confidential. That's why I wanted to come here instead of speaking to you at the lab.
I see. Well, if there's anything I can do for you in a professional capacity, I'm at your service, Russell.
You're very kind. But I'm not here about myself.
Oh, I'm glad.
So am I. You know Carl Miller.
Carl Miller.
The physicist at the lab, your closest friend.
Oh, that Carl Miller. Oh, yes, nice fellow. Yes, he and I. Oh, you know that, of course.
Well, knowing the man as you do and being a psychiatrist, in your opinion, is it possible for a man of his character and stature to suddenly crack?
Crack? You mean
crack?
Oh, crack. You mean like crack?
Crack. Yeah. To the point where he misplaced things. The absent-minded professor bit.
No, I'm Carl Miller. Why, I think it's absolutely impossible.
Well, I must say I feel the same way myself.
Yes.
But I had to ask under the circumstances.
Don't you? What circumstances?
Well, you see, before the...
Oh, excuse me.
Thank you. Before he was sent on this emergency mission, he had been working on a top secret project.
No kidding.
Yes. And now some extremely small and very valuable computers, electronic equipment, and a considerable amount of a newly developed low-modulus polyethylene plastic are all missing.
All missing?
Well, let's put it this way. We can't find them.
Isn't that terrible? I wonder where in the world they could be.
I've been reprogrammed.
Reprogrammed, yes. Television, Watches it all day long. She just loves television.
Don't tell me you have another lovely sister.
All right, I won't. You want to think so, you just go right ahead, Russell. Excuse me, this is Dr. Cooper. This is Rhoda.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
You're very pleased to meet me.
She means... Excuse me. Rhoda, we're terribly busy. Wouldn't you like to go back in your room and lie down until you're A-OK or well? She hasn't been too well, you understand?
I don't have to lie down. I'm A-OK now. I'm not recycling anymore.
Gets a tremendous lot of exercise that way. One of those things you pedal in your room.
Yeah.
Yes. Rhoda, look, come with me.
Oh, Rhoda, I'm so glad to see you're feeling better, dear.
I just told the doctor that she hasn't been feeling too well.
Probably too much of that cycling.
Cycling?
I continually cycle unless someone pushes my off button.
That's the way you turn it off. You see, it's an electric cycle.
Well, I don't understand all this technical talk, but I do have a wonderful idea. Russell, why don't you stay for dinner?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Oh, yes, you can. But I mean, you mustn't. I mean, we mustn't impose on his valuable time. No, please. I mean, you're a very important man, Dr. Cooper. He's our leader in the race for space.
Our leader will eat first. He'll race later.
Irene, I don't think we should force Dr. Cooper to stay for dinner if he doesn't want to stay.
But I want to stay, Bob.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Besides, I'm sure Rhoda would like to have a nice long chat with her uncle's boss.
Who's her uncle?
You don't have to stay for dinner if you don't want to.
He wants to. And you don't have to be so modest, Russell. You don't have to be touchy about the word boss just because Rhoda is Carl Miller's niece.
His niece?
Didn't I mention that?
No, I thought you... Well, it doesn't matter. Rhoda, there are a lot of questions I'd like to ask you.
Ask any questions you like. My memory bank has been fed over 50 million items of information which I can compute in less than 1 second. This is a recording.
Oh, I just love her sense of humor, don't you? Too bad she has to go. I mean, she's going out tonight, you see, on a date. You're going out on a date with Peter.
Going out on a date with Peter.
Going out on a date with Peter. Come along. Yes, Peter is waiting for you in his apartment, down the hall.
Down the hall.
Yeah, that's apartment B.
B.
Yes. All right, here we are. Now, you stand. No, wait a moment. Now, you understand you are not to leave here until I come back for you. And when Peter comes to the door, you tell him that Dr. McDonald says that you have a date with him and you're to have fun. All right, now stand right here. And push the bell. The bell.
All right. Rhoda.
I have a date with you.
You do?
I'm to have fun.
You are?
Dr. McDonald says so.
He did?
Yes.
Oh, great. I'll change. Excuse me.
Is mine?
Am I out of my mind? Rhoda? Come in. Excuse the appearance of my place, but I wasn't expecting any company. As a matter of fact, the place looks pretty much the same, even when I am expecting company. Please sit down and make yourself at home. I wonder what made Bob, change his mind. Of course, the important thing is we have a date. Being near you like this makes me want to crush you in my arms.
I'm not to be crushed. I have delicate circuits and associated components.
You're telling me. Excuse me.
Listen.
No backseat cooking. We'll be ready to eat in a few minutes.
Honey,
Why are you so nervous about Russell and me? I'm a big girl, perfectly capable of making my own decisions.
All right, then make this one. You tell him that this dinner is off.
What? What's wrong with Russell staying for dinner?
For heaven's sake, I see him at the plant every day. Who needs him around the house?
I do.
Listen, this is not a social club. I thought I asked you here to help me.
Well, I am, darling. But while I'm at it, do you mind if I pick up a few fringe benefits for myself? Come on, it's not polite to keep a fringe benefit waiting.
Hi there. Why fill that pretty head with words you don't understand?
It's really quite elementary.
Let's talk about us and the night and that beautiful moon outside.
Very well. The moon is the Earth's only known natural satellite, and it has a diameter of 2,160 miles.
That's enough talk about the moon.
Very well.
Your eyes, they go right through me. You're like two bright, burning stars.
Stars are spheroidal in shape, and their size can be as small as the Earth's or larger than the Earth's orbit.
Oh, Liebchen, tell me what I really want to hear.
They're gaseous bodies.
I think you need an atmosphere that's a little more romantic. And I know just the place. I'll go change, and then we'll pick up a coat for you. It might get cold. But I'll be there to keep you warm.
I'm immune to cold. My microscopic sensors keep my temperature constant. 98.6.
That's warm.
I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to a home-cooked meal, Irene. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Russell. Is something burning?
Well, anyhow, I am looking forward to it, and I'm delighted.
Something is burning.
Women, all natural-born smellers. Isn't that too bad?
How could this have happened?
Must have gotten too hot.
Accidents will happen.
Sometimes they get a little help.
All right, I'll help. You two go back in the living room, and I'll air it out in here.
Irene, I have a suggestion, if I may take the liberty.
Take it. This country was founded on liberty.
Why don't you let me take you out to dinner?
That is a capital suggestion.
Oh, I think so, too. But now that you think so, I'm not so sure.
Oh, you mean you don't want to go?
Oh, you just try and stop
Oh,
me.
yeah, you just try and stop. I'll get your coat.
You'll come along with us, won't you, Bob?
No, I can't. I have something to occupy me here.
There's a meeting of arsonists anonymous.
Well, you two run along and race for space. Oh, by the way, if you like to dance, the Galaxy's a nice club. I know the maitre d'. Just ask for Rhoda. Oh, hi, Peter. Rhoda, what are you doing here?
Peter said I need a coat.
A coat? Wait a moment.
Oh, Peter, my boy. Nice to see you.
Hello, Dr. Cooper.
How's that report coming?
Oh, fine, just fine.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, that's all he's been thinking about, as a matter of fact, for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, as a reward for your efforts, Peter, why don't you and Rhoda join me for dinner?
Great. No, they can't.
Why not?
Well, I mean, he can't, but she can't. Remember, I told you, she's not really feeling too well now.
That's ridiculous, Robert. She's perfectly all right now. Look at the wonderful color in her cheeks.
It never fades. It's chemically mixed into my cosmetic covering.
See, Irene? Cosmetics cover a lot. Oh, wait a minute. What am I thinking about? Of course. I'm being overly cautious. As long as you're going with Dr. Cooper and Irene, you take her. Go ahead.
Now you're making some sense.
Well, Russell, I think it's a brilliant idea that you're going out tonight. Simply brilliant.
Really?
Say, isn't that amazing? By George, I haven't thought of that in years. Alice in Wonderland. When we were kids, we used to quote it all the time. Everything was brillig this, brillig that, remember?
No, I don't. Come along.
You know, it
Russell.
all comes back to me now. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borer groves, and the mome rat out grave. Oh, beware the... Rhoda, what's the matter with you?
I have vertigo.
Peter, what have you done to her?
Well, nothing. Oh, Liebchen.
Well, the poor kid's got it again. I guess my instinct was right in the first place. You'll have to go without her. Sorry.
Are you sure you don't want me to stay, Robert?
No, please. You all go along. Have a wonderful time. Please, I'll take care of everything.
Sure we don't. You don't
Oh,
need any
please,
help.
Russell. Have a wonderful time.
All right.
Bye.
Sorry, Bob.
Bye-bye. Well, Rhoda? I'm afraid that was a little too close for comfort.
I must remain in a reclining position.
I got news for you. Any more evenings like this, and I'm going to be in the same position on some other psychiatrist's couch. Oh, Rhoda, I'm terribly sorry I had to feed your computers all that sickening mumbo-jumbo.
My computers are restarting themselves more violently than before.
Forgive me. Look, we'll have you fixed in a jiffy. You remember your phone conversation with Dr. Miller a while ago?
Yes, I recall the conversation.
Now, what did he say to you that made you normal again?
He said to correct the malfunction, I must recompute the.
Here we go again.